I'm Jan, and this is my Project Graveyard, where I revisit abandoned photography projects and accompanying YouTube videos. Last summer, I wanted to recreate Aerochrome. I've been in a bit of a rut, so today we're trying something new. Everybody wants to shoot Aerochrome, although some say that if it ever becomes widely available again, they would probably shoot like 1 or 2 rolls and then forget about it altogether, but until that happens, it is a very sought-after film. What is Aerochrome? Aerochrome is an infrared film manufactured by Kodak, first made in 1940s and produced until 2009. Now there were, and there are, many other infrared films out there, but they're black and white, where the infrared part of the spectrum just appears white. This one was a false color infrared film. Instead of traditional red, green, and blue layers, it had an infrared and blue layer, a green and blue layer, and a red and blue layer. So it was pretty blue. But if you shot it through a yellow or orange or even red or green filter, you would get something like this. Plants tend to reflect the infrared part of the spectrum in the same way that humans or human-made structures don't. So this film was used in mapmaking, astronomy, plant health monitoring, and of course, for military purposes. I mean, it was first produced in 1942. Aerochrome has a very unique look that many photographers want to try at least once, and there are photographers who've used it in very unique ways. But nowadays, it's very difficult to get. It's one of the most expensive film stocks around. Actually, it's not really around because it's been discontinued, and that is why it's expensive. Alright, so Aerochrome is something I don't have the money for. And I'm also not willing to drink flaming hot Mountain Dew like some people we may or may not have a parasocial relationship with.
So you're saying I drank all those Mountain Dews for nothing?
So last summer, I tried recreating it using Lomo Turquoise. Recently, I saw a post on Reddit claiming that if you get Lomo Turquoise and if you hue-shift your photos by 180 degrees, you get results that look almost like Aerochrome. I guess I should just shoot Lomo Purple, because that one's actually made to emulate Aerochrome. But we're not playing life on easy mode here, are we? Turquoise is one of Lomography's experimental films where the red and the blue channels are swapped. So the greens are still green, the blues are orange, and everything else is kinda turquoise. This film, of course, doesn't have any kind of infrared sensitivity, but the colors it gives you are probably a great starting point for creative stuff, like recreating Aerochrome. Lomo claims that this is a variable ISO film and that you can shoot it anywhere between ISO 100 and ISO 400. My lab developed it as an ISO 200 film. What I think Lomo wants to say here is that you can get acceptable results no matter if you slightly over or slightly underexpose. I disagree with this. As I was researching the film, what I did read somewhere was that how you rate your film basically influences how the colors render. So if you shoot it at ISO 100, you get a bright and pastel kind of look, and if you shoot it at ISO 400, you get a more moody and subdued result. Isn't that just underexposure? So yesterday was dark, but not emotionally, but just there was definitely not enough light to shoot handheld at 100 ISO. Today it's supposed to rain, so... But these berries are ripe. My second Photowalk had way more light than the first one, and the results were way better. It's been 2,000 years. We are in the middle of a heat wave, and my barber wanted to shorten my beard. It's pretty much all the news. And finally, I shot the last third of the film in Amsterdam throughout 2 very sunny afternoons. And I think these are the photos I'm the happiest with. How did I process the photos? So, I got the scans from my lab, I imported all of them into Photoshop, where I hue-shifted each of them by 180 degrees, which basically means you open the hue and saturation dialog and pull the hue slider all the way to the right or all the way to the left. Then I imported them into Capture One, where I do most of my photo editing, and kind of treated them as my regular film photos. When you underexpose film, you often get color casts. The underexposed photos from my Lomo Turquoise also had a color cast. If you look at the turquoise version of these photos, it's kind of yellowish or orange. After the hue shift, the color cast becomes really blue. So I had to go into the curves and play with the blue channel. Sometimes I would just add some orange in the shadows to counterbalance it, and from there on, I just edited the photos as usual. I adjusted white balance, cropped for composition, and sometimes adjusted reds and purples so they're more pronounced. And that is how I recreated Aerochrome. Not really. I don't think I'll deceive anyone. Actually, I'll probably post them on my Instagram with the caption saying, "Not Aerochrome." Was this worth it? I don't know, is film photography worth it in this economy? Was this fun? Yes, even though I was worried whether this was gonna work at all. Will I do it again? Probably, if I find the right subject matter. Aren't there easier ways to do this? There are. I mean, you can also do it digitally, there are presets out there, there's even an app for your phone. But for me, that kind of seems too easy. If I'm gonna try and recreate the film that I can't afford, I might as well use film that I can afford in the process. Have you tried recreating the Aerochrome look? Did it work out? What should I try next? Let me know in the comments. Do you think the whole Aerochrome trope is overplayed? And that if it were available, it would be treated as just like a cheap Instagram filter? I don't disagree, but until then, I think it's perfectly fine to lust over it. Thanks for watching, please subscribe. In my next video, we're traveling through time again. In March of 2023, I shot my first rolls of Santa Color 100 in the Middle East, and I filmed the video there as well. See you, fingers crossed, and keep shooting.